Hello students, first of all I welcome you all to my 8th video on the chapter reaction kinetics. In the previous video, we discussed the effect of concentration on the rate of reaction. Under that, we studied order of a reaction, first order reaction, zero order reactions, and also we solved problems on order of a reaction, is it not? Now we'll continue our discussion, that is the factors affecting on the rate of reaction, that is concentration, temperature and catalyst. We completed the discussion on effect of concentration on the rate of reaction. Now the second discussion under reaction kinetics is effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. What is the effect of temperature on the rate of reaction? Yes, naturally we say that as the temperature increases, rate of reaction increases. I'll tell you one example, that is if I take decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide, it decomposes to produce, yes, it is nitrogen dioxide and oxygen gas. This is decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide. Let me say that I start this reaction by taking 10 grams of nitrogen pentoxide. Yes, out of 10 grams, in order to decompose 5 grams of nitrogen pentoxide, 10 grams only 5 grams of nitrogen pentoxide decompose agilike, and that requires 12 minutes at a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. Nitrogen pentoxide requires 12 minutes in order to decompose 5 grams of it out of 10 grams. 10 grams only 5 grams nitrogen pentoxide decompose agilike 12 minutes beku 50 degrees Celsius only, and it requires 5 hours at 25 degrees Celsius. ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that reaction requires 5 hours in order to decompose 5 grams of nitrogen pentoxide out of 10 grams. 10 grams ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 grams decompose ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 5 hours ಬೇಕು if you maintain the temperature 25 degrees Celsius, and it requires 10 days if you maintain the temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. ಇದೇ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ 0 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 10 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 10 ಡೇಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ? As the temperature decreases, time required for the decomposition increases, means rate of reaction decreases. As the temperature decreases, rate of reaction decreases. That's why time required for the decomposition of nitrogen pentoxide, yes, it is increases. So that is, as temperature increases, rate of reaction increases. Rate of reaction increases andre time required for the completion of chemical reaction decreases. That is what we call it as effect of temperature. Apart from that, you can have that experience in your home. Some fresh vegetables and that food articles generally stored under refrigerator, because and at room temperature decomposition of food articles and vegetables will be taking place at high speed. ಹೌದಾ? ರೂಮ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ತರಕಾರಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇಗ ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವೇ ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ತರಕಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ರೆಫ್ರಿಜರೇಟರ್ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ in the refrigerator we have low temperature. At low temperature, rate of decomposition of food decreases, and therefore that is we can preserve food articles and vegetables for a longer time. And that is why as temperature increases, rate of reaction increases. Then generally question rises, why that rate of reaction increases if temperature increases? Rate of reaction ಯಾಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. Why that speed of reaction increases with increase in temperature? That's the question now. The reason is, when the temperature increases, the number of collisions per second per unit volume, number of collisions per second per unit volume of reaction mixture, yes, it is increases. When the temperature increases, kinetic energy of the reacting molecules increases. If kinetic energy of the reacting molecules increases, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the number of collisions among the reacting molecules increases. If number of collisions increases, rate of reaction increases. So this is the reason that we can give for why that rate of reaction should increase with increase in temperature. Temperature ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ reaction rate ಯಾಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ upon increasing temperature kinetic energy of the reacting molecules increases. The speed with which reacting molecules are moving increases. If kinetic energy increases, number of collisions ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಡೀತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಿಕ್ಕಿ ಹೊಡಿತೆ, ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಕ್ಕಿ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತವೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಆ ಕೊಲಿಜನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Because chemical reactions is because of collisions among the molecules. If number of collisions among the molecules increases, then rate of reaction increases. Because of that, as temperature increases, number of collisions per second per unit volume of reaction mixture increases. Therefore, rate of reaction increases. In order to study the effect of temperature on the rate of reaction, the scientist Arrhenius gave, yes, it is one equation, one mathematical expression that is popularly known as Arrhenius equation, that is K is equal to A into e to the power of minus EA by RT. This is one mathematical expression that I can use in order to study effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. Look at this. As far as K is concerned, K is called rate constant of a reaction. This is a direct measure of rate of a reaction. If K value increases, rate of reaction increases. And in this equation, A is called frequency factor. This is proportionality constant, and that is called as frequency factor, or you can say that is Arrhenius factor. This is called as Arrhenius factor. And this Arrhenius factor is equal to number of collisions per second per unit volume. It's a direct measure of number of collisions per second per unit volume, that is called Arrhenius factor. Here we have one term, that is EA, that is called as energy of activation. We call it as energy of activation, or you can say activation energy. We call it as that. EA is called as activation energy, right? Or is a gas constant, that you know that gas constant is equal to 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. That is gas constant there. And of course, T is a temperature in kelvins. T is a temperature in kelvins. Yes. So this is what we call it as the Arrhenius equation. Look at this equation. I can make use of this equation in order to study the effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. And rate of reaction is expressed in terms of rate constant here. As rate constant value increases, rate of reaction increases. Here, in this equation, as temperature increases, E expression nodi, EA by RT decreases. EA by RT della temperature ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದರೆ EA by RT decreases, but minus EA by RT increases. EA by RT ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ minus EA by RT ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ if temperature increases, minus EA by RT increases, therefore K also increases. ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ EA by RT ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮೈನಸ್ EA by RT ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮೈನಸ್ EA by RT ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ K ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. K ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. This is what we call it as the mathematical expression to study effect of temperature on the rate of reaction. But in this case, we have a term here, energy of activation, or you can say activation energy. That is very important for us as far as the reaction is concerned. We'll see what exactly that activation energy. In order to understand that activation energy of a reaction, I'll go for one example. All chemical reactions are characterized by activation energy. I'll go for one chemical reaction. Yes, consider a chemical reaction between hydrogen gas and iodine gas that leads to the formation of hydrogen iodide. Consider this reaction. Yes, I am going to study this particular reaction, by making use of energy profile diagram. I am going to study this particular reaction by making use of energy profile diagram. You know that this is potential energy along y-axis, right? This is potential energy along y-axis. Okay, na? And of course, along x-axis, I go for reaction coordinate. You can say that this is progress of the reaction. X-axis alli reaction progress agutte anta ankondre. Y-axis idella, that is energy of, yes, it is potential energy anta ankondre. And of course, reacting molecules are characterized by certain energy. Reacting molecules are characterized by certain energy. Say for example, if I say this is what we call it as energy of the reacting molecules, ER. Reacting molecules are here, H2 and I2. Reacting molecules energy is to the yes. And they undergo chemical reaction, they are going to give products. In the beginning of the reaction, we have reacting molecules. As the reaction proceeds, products illi in bartade, you are going to get products, that is HI will be here. Beginning of the reactants irtade, products bartade. As the chemical reaction proceeds, products will be here, right? And say for example, this is what we call it as energy of the products. Yes, this is what we call it as energy of the products. This is what we call it as energy of the products. This is energy of the products anta ankoona. This is what we call it as energy of the reactants. Gamanisi, energy of the reactants is this much, energy of the products is this much, means energy of the reactants is greater than energy of the products. Adu ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಮನಿಸಿ. Okay na? This is what energy of the products. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? The reactants will be converted into products, yes. But as far as collision theory is concerned, reactants will not be directly converted into products. Reactants direct agi products agi convert ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Reactants will not be directly converted into products. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ reactants products agi convert ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. But they need to follow this particular path. They need to follow this particular path. This is the reaction path. Look at this. Reactants. During chemical reaction, reactants will attain this much amount of energy first. The reacting molecules will attain this much amount of energy first. Then only they are converted into products. Then only they are converted into products. Reactants product agbekare, they need to attain this much amount of energy first. They must attain this much amount of energy first. And this is called as threshold energy, we call it as. This is what we call it as threshold energy, we call it as. This is ET, we call it as. Look at this gap. This gap is, this is ET, threshold energy. For reacting molecules to be converted into products, the reacting molecules must attain this much amount of energy first. They need to reach this much amount of energy first. Then only they are converted into products. And that minimum energy, this is what we call it as. This is a minimum energy that the reacting molecules should possess in order to become products. In order to be taken part in chemical reaction, these reacting molecules must attain this much amount of energy first. Because during this chemical reaction, during collision, H2 reacts with I2. That is, during collision between hydrogen and iodine molecules, upon collision, they are going to form one intermediate product first. That is, they are going to form one intermediate product. That is, this is intermediate, yes, and its energy is very high. Reacting molecules they are converted into, yes, it is intermediate. These reacting molecules undergo collision to form intermediate product. Yes, this is intermediate. This is intermediate, yes. And upon collision, intermediate will have very high energy. Yes, this is H. This is intermediate product that is formed during a chemical reaction between hydrogen and iodine. This is intermediate. It is also called as activated complex. It is also called as activated complex. Its lifetime is very, very less. Its energy is very, very high. Because of that high energy, it is very unstable. And it decomposes to produce products HI. It decomposes to produce product that is HI. During the decomposition of this intermediate, energy is given out. Therefore, energy of the products, energy of the reaction mixture decreases. Beginning reacting molecules collide agbittu, they are going to form intermediate. Energy of the intermediate is very high, and this intermediate is unstable and decomposed to produce a product that is HI. During decomposition of intermediate, energy decreases. therefore energy of the products ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, this is energy of the products, this is less than energy of the reactants. ಹೌದಾ? ಹೌದಾನೆ? Now let's observe here, this is the threshold energy, the minimum energy that reacting molecules should possess in order to take part in chemical reaction. But here energy of the reacting molecules is this much, energy of the reacting molecules is only this much. ಹೌದಾ? ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು, ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇಷ್ಟಿದೆ. ಈ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ these reacting molecules require this much amount of extra energy, that is called activation energy. Activation energy is additional energy that reacting molecules should require. Additional energy that reacting molecules should acquire in order to participate in chemical reaction. And that is called as activation energy. This is a minimum energy of minimum energy that is required for reacting molecules to take part in chemical reaction. Energy of the reacting molecules is this much. Now they require this much amount of extra energy. This is the extra energy that is needed for reacting molecules to get converted into products. That is called as activation energy. And look at this reaction. In this case, and as you observe, this is energy of the products. ಇಲ್ಲಿ products ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. This is what we call energy of the products. ಹೌದಾ? This is energy of the reactant. Therefore, delta H is equal to energy of the products minus energy of the reactants. ಹೌದಾ? This is what we call it as, ನೋಡಿ. This is energy of the reactants. This is energy of the products, and this gap ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this gap is called as delta H. This gap is called delta H. That's equal to what? Energy of the products minus energy of the reactants. In this case, ಈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ is only this much. This is energy of the product and energy of the reactant is this much, and therefore energy of product is less than energy of reactant. That's why it is negative. ಹೌದಾ? Therefore the reaction is exothermic. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? If delta H is negative, reaction is exothermic. This reaction is exothermic. Therefore, look at this. This is the energy profile diagram for that particular reaction where energy of the product is less than energy of the reactants. So this is what enthalpy of the reaction. Delta H is equal to EP minus ER. EP minus ER. ಹೌದಾ? EP minus ER, that is negative there. ಹೌದಾ? This is for the exothermic reactions. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. This is activation energy. The extra energy that reacting molecules should acquire in order to take part in chemical reaction. ಇಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಈಗ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇಷ್ಟಿದೆ. ಈ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್. ಈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, as activation energy increases, rate of reaction decreases. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, I'll show you that by using these particular graphs. Look at this. This is one chemical reaction. Yes, this is, yes, it is one more chemical reaction. Yes, ಇವೆರಡು reactions ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? This is potential energy. This is reaction coordinate. This is potential energy. This is reaction coordinate. ಹೌದಾ? ಈ reaction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, this is the activation energy. This is the activation energy. ಯಾವುದು? Activation energy for this reaction A ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. For reaction B, this is the activation energy. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು activation energy for the first reaction. This is activation energy for the second reaction. On the basis of this, what I can say, out of A and B, whose rate of reaction is more? That rate of reaction of B is greater than rate of reaction of A, because in the case of reaction B, activation energy is less compared to that in the case of A. ಇಲ್ಲಿ activation energy ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ more and more reacting molecules will cross the barrier and they get converted into products. ಇಲ್ಲಿ activation energy ಏನಿದೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, that is less number of reacting molecules will cross the barrier and they are converted to products. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ as activation energy decreases, rate of reaction increases. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ this is what we call it as activation energy. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, on the basis of this graph, what I can say that, look at this reaction. ಇದೇ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, ET, that is that ET threshold energy. This is threshold energy, that's equal to ER. That's equal to what? ER. ET is equal to ER plus, yes, it is EA. That is plus EA. ಹೌದಾ? ET, ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, that's equal to ER. This gap plus this gap. This gap is ER, this gap is EA. Therefore, ET is equal to ER plus EA. Therefore, energy of activation is equal to ET minus ER. This is what we call calculation of activation energy by using this graph. Okay, na? And of course, one more thing I want to clarify here. That is, I said this reaction is exothermic. Howda? This is for exothermic because energy of the product is less than energy of the reactants. If the same graph is plotted, yes, it is same potential energy versus reaction coordinate. I'll have this graph. This is the graph on it. Make out the difference here. This is energy of the reactants. This is energy of the reactants. So this is, what is that? Energy of the products. Energy of the products. Illadi, EP and ER. Then delta H is equal to EP minus ER. Delta H is equal to energy of the products minus energy of the reactants. In this case, this is energy of the product. This is energy of the product greater than energy of the reactants. That is positive. ಈ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಗಿನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ H ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Therefore, this is for endothermic reactions. This is for endothermic reactions. Exothermic reaction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ. ಎಂಡೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌವ್ ದಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಗಮನಿಸಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಂಡೋಥರ್ಮಿಕ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ endothermic reaction and it is exothermic reaction. I already that is clarified as energy of yes, it is activation decreases, rate of reaction increases. Okay na? What's the next? As the temperature increases, rate of reaction increases. But it has been observed in most of the chemical reaction, rate of reaction increases by 2 to 3 times for every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature. ಸುಮಾರು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಬೈ 2 to 3 times ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿ 10 degrees Celsius ರೈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಪ್ರತಿ 10 degrees Celsius ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ one physical quantity that is called as temperature coefficient. And as far as temperature coefficient is concerned, temperature coefficient is equal to ratio of rate constant at T plus 10 kelvins divided by rate constant at T kelvins. This is rate constant of reaction at T plus 10 kelvins. This is rate constant of reaction at T kelvins. Therefore, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಇವೆರಡರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ temperature difference ಎಷ್ಟು 10 kelvins. ಹೌದಾ? For every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature, this ratio that is equal to 2 to 3, that is. This is called as temperature coefficient because temperature coefficient 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? For every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature, rate of reaction doubles. Temperature coefficient 3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ for every 10 degrees Celsius rise in temperature, rate of reaction triples ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. And why that rate of reaction doubles or triples when the temperature is increased by 10 degrees Celsius? That's the question. ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ 10 degrees Celsius ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಡಬಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಟ್ರಿಪಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು? That's the question. And of course, as far as Arrhenius theory is concerned, yes, as far as Arrhenius theory is concerned, right, that rate of reaction is equal to rate of reaction ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, that rate of reaction is directly proportional to number of collisions per second per unit volume ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಆವಾಗಲೇ. ಹೌದಾ? According to Arrhenius, rate of reaction is directly proportional to number of collisions per second per unit volume ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. When the temperature is increased by 10 degrees Celsius, temperature na 10 degrees Celsius raise ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, remember number of collisions will be increased by 5 to 10 times. Number of collisions will be increased by 5 to 10 times, but still rate of reaction is increased by only 2 to 3 times. That is quite interesting observation. Arrhenius theory prakara rate of reaction number of collisions ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗೋದಾದ್ರೆ when the temperature is raised by 10 degrees Celsius, number of collisions will be increased by 5 to 10 times. Therefore, rate of reaction should be increased by 5 to 10 times. But agodenu, the rate of reaction is increased by 2 to 3 times only. But number of collisions will be increased by 5 to 10 times. Why it is so? And for that purpose, now Arrhenius has given one explanation, that is, no doubt, the rate of reaction is directly proportional to number of collisions per second per unit volume. But all collisions among the reacting molecules do not lead to the formation of products. Number of collision, rate of reaction, number of collision ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Number of collisions per second per unit volume ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ collisions ಇಂದಾನು ಕೂಡ products ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. All collisions among the reacting molecules do not lead to the formation of products. There are some collisions called effective collisions. There are some collisions called effective collisions which lead to the formation of products. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಕೆಲವು ಕೊಲಿಜನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೊಲಿಜನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೊಲಿಜನ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕೊಲಿಜನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕೊಲಿಜನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. when the temperature is increased by 10 degrees Celsius, number of collisions will be increased by 5 to 10 times, but number of effective collisions will be increased by, yes, it is 2 to 3 times. Number of collisions 5 to 10 times ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆದರೆ number of effective collisions will be increased by, yes, it is 2 to 3 times. Therefore, rate of reaction is increased by 2 to 3 times. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ what are these effective collisions? Effective collisions are those collisions which lead to the formation of products. Effective collisions are those collisions which lead to the formation of products. And these effective collisions are taking place among the activated molecules. ಈ effective collisions ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, these effective collisions will be taking place among the, yes, it is activated molecules. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ what are those activated molecules? ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, what are those activated molecules? So remember, as far as activated molecules are concerned, activated molecules are those molecules which possess energy equal to or greater than threshold energy of a reaction. Activated molecules are those molecules which possess energy equal to or greater than threshold energy of a molecule, threshold energy of a reaction. ಹೌದಾ? And that is what we call it as activated molecules. ಯಾವ molecules ಗೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಥ್ರೆಶೋಲ್ಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅವುಗಳು ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, yes, it is activated molecules. ಅಥವಾ in order to study that, I can prove that particular aspect, that is when temperature is increased by 10 degrees Celsius, number of activated molecules will be increased by 2 to 3 times. Therefore, rate of reaction is increased by 2 to 3 times. In order to prove that, I make use of energy distribution curve given by Boltzmann and Maxwell. Boltzmann, Maxwell ಅನ್ನೋರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕರ್ವ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಸ್ಟಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕರ್ವ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, when the temperature is increased by 10 degrees Celsius, number of activated molecules will be increased by, yes, it is 2 to 3 times. Therefore, rate of reaction is increased by 2 to 3 times. I'll go for that energy distribution curve. Yes, we go for energy distribution curve. Okay, na? That is energy distribution curve. And here we are going to study, that is distribution of, yes, it is kinetic energy among the reacting molecules in a particular chemical reaction. Look at this graph. This is a graph, yes. And in the y-axis we have, yes, it is fraction of, yes, it is molecules, Ne divided by Nt anta bariti. This is fraction of molecules. Ne is number of molecules possessing energy E. Nt is total number of molecules. That is Ne by Nt. That is fraction of number of molecules. Okay, na? And of course, if I plot that graph against, yes, it is kinetic energy. That is kinetic energy plot ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you are going to get a graph like this. That is, this is a graph you are getting. Yes, this is a graph you are getting, and this is at a temperature T kelvins. T kelvins ಅಲ್ಲಿ this is what we call it as energy distribution curve. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. Yes, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು 1000 ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಎಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಸ್ ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಥವಾ ಥ್ರೆಶೋಲ್ಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೋಣ. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ವೈ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೇರ್ highest number of molecules will have this much amount of energy. This is what we call it as most probable kinetic energy. This is most probable kinetic energy. ಅಂದ್ರೆ highest number of reacting molecules will have this much amount of energy. ಈ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ, ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ, highest point ಇದೆ ತಾನೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್. ಈ ಕರ್ವ್ ಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇದೆ ತಾನೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬನ್ನಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್, ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿ, ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್, ಎಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಕರ್ವ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇಎ. ಈ ಕಿನ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಏರಿಯಾ ನೋಡಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಈ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ದೋಸ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಇಎ. ಈ ಇಎ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಈಕಿನ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, these are all what we call them as normal molecules, right? And this is the fraction of number of molecules which possess energy equal to or greater than activation energy. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಷ್ಟು ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವಲ್ಲ, these are all the reacting molecules whose energy is equal to or greater than activation energy. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದರ ನಂತರ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನವು, they are all activated molecules. They are all activated molecules. This is activated molecules, right? They are all activated molecules, right? And I brought it this graph at temperature T kelvins. And okay na, ನಾನು 1000 molecules ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, say for example, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, this is around 200 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ around 200 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, around 600 molecules ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, around 800 molecules, they are normal molecules. Only 200 molecules will be, yes it is, only 200 molecules will have energy equal to or greater than activation energy, and they are called as activated molecules. Howda? This is the graph plotted at 10 T kelvins. Howda? And this much number of molecules, highest number of molecules will have this much amount of kinetic energy. That is why it is called as most probable kinetic energy. Howda? ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, I have got the same graph for the same reaction at T plus 10 kelvins. I am going to increase the temperature. Yes, I am going to increase the temperature of the reaction. Yes, I plotted the graph like this. And of course, this is a graph at T plus 10 kelvins. Now ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು, I raised the temperature. ಹೌದಾ? Look at the maxima of the curve will be shifted to the right side. Maxima, ಇದು maxima ತಾನೇ ಇದು maxima at T kelvins. Now this is a maxima at T plus 10 kelvins. ಈ maxima ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಬಲಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು when the temperature is raised by 10 kelvins. And upon raising temperature, look at the, yes it is area. Look at the area. ಈ area ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ the number of activated molecules ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಈಗ number of activated molecules ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತಾನೆ. Yes, when the temperature is increased by 10 kelvins, number of reacting molecules which possess energy equal to or greater than activation energy will be increased, almost doubled. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ನಾನು 10 ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಏರಿಯಾ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿ ಕರ್ವ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿತ್ತು, ಟಿ ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಲೈನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇತ್ತು, ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಶೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಟಿ ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಏರಿಯಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಈ ಕಡೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಲ್ಲ, ಡಬಲ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಏರಿಯಾ? ಹೌದ್ ತಾನೆ? ಅಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಡಬಲ್ಡ್ when the temperature is increased by 10 kelvins. Therefore, number of effective collisions will be increased by 2 to 3 times, and the rate of reaction is increased by 2 to 3 times. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ when the temperature is increased by 10 kelvins, number of activated molecules will be increased by, yes it is, 2 to 3 times. Therefore, number of effective collisions will be increased by 2 to 3 times. Therefore, rate of reaction will be increased by 2 to 3 times. That's the reason why the rate of reaction is increased by 2 to 3 times when the temperature is raised by 10 kelvins. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅನ್ನು ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗೆ, ರೈಟ್ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕರ್ವ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ in order to study effect of temperature on the rate of reaction ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದೇ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬರೋದಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಟಿ ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಟಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 10 ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಈ ಏರಿಯಾವನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಇದೇನದು ಈ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇ ಎ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಇದು ಇ ಎ ಅಂತ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಆಚೆ ಬರೋದಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಈ ಲೈನ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬರೋದಲ್ಲ ಏನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ? collisions among the normal molecules do not lead to the formation of products. Only collisions among the activated molecules lead to the formation of products. When the temperature is raised by 10 kelvins, number of activated molecules will be increased by 2 to 3 times. Therefore, rate of reaction is increased by 2 to 3 times. Anta baribeku. Okay na? Okay na? This is what we call it as the, yes, it is energy distribution curve. Okay na? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹೈವೇ ರೋಡ್ ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸುಮಾರು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂತ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಕೆಲವು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 to 200 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಕೆಲವು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ 20 to 30 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. ಇನ್ನ ಕೆಲವು 60 to 70 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಎಸ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಈಗ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಏರಿಯಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, these are the number of vehicles which will be moving with the velocity 20 to, yes, it is 30 kilometers per hour. ಅವುಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಇವಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇವು ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ, they are all the vehicles, they are moving with the velocity, yes, it is 100 kilometer per hour ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. ಅವುಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆನೂ ಕಡಿಮೆನೆ, ಇವುಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆನೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಇವುಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇನಿದೆ, that is 60 to 70 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು 100 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಳಿದವೇನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. 20 to 30 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಅವುಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆನೂ ಕಡಿಮೆನೆ. ಈ 100 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಹೋಗುವಂತ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆನೂ ಕಡಿಮೆನೆ. ಇವುಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್. ಹೌದಾ? ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಆಲ್ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ಡೆತ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್. ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಹಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂತಾನು ಸಾವು ಸಂಭವಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ? ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಾವು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾವು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಲ್ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಲೀಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ products. There are certain collisions called effective collisions. The effective collisions among the reacting molecules lead to the formation of products. ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ಯಾವ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ 100 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾವೋ ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾವು ಸಂಭವಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಹೌದ್ ತಾನೆ? ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾವ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಗಿನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೋ ಅವುಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ಯಾವ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು 100 ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಾವು ಸಂಭವಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ 30, 20, 60 ಈ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸಾವು ಸಂಭವಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಗಾಯ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ, the collisions among those vehicles which will be moving with the speed of more than 100 kilometers per hour, and those collisions will lead to the death of an individual. ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ತರ ನಾನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ as, yes, it is the why that rate of reaction doubles when, yes, it is why that rate of reaction doubles when temperature is increased by 10 degrees Celsius ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. Now we'll go to the next concept, that is calculation of activation energy. So let us see, that is calculation of activation energy by graphical method and rate constant method. Howda? We have two methods for the calculation of activation energy. One by graphical method, another by rate constant method. We'll see one by one. By graphical method first. We know that K is equal to, yes, it is A into, yes, it is e to the power of minus EA by RT. This is Arrhenius equation. By using this equation, I suppose to calculate activation energy. You just apply log to the base C on both sides. That is log to the base C on both sides apply ಮಾಡಿ. That is equal to minus EA by RT. ಈ ತರ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? And now it is rewritten as log to the base of k is equal to the log AB form ಇದೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ log to the base of A plus log to the base of e to the power of minus EA by RT. ಹೌದಾ? ಬರೀಬೋದಲ್ಲ? And that is equal to log to the base of k equals, okay na, that is log to the base of A, log to the base of e to the power minus EA by RT is minus EA by RT. This is known for you because log to the base of e to the power of x andre x into log to the base of e alva, and logarithm value ಮತ್ತೆ e value ಎರಡು ಬೇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, therefore it is x. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ x is here minus EA by RT, therefore minus EA by RT. okay na? Now you convert that log to the base into log to the base ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2.303 log to the base 10 of yes it is, that is k. log to the base ಅನ್ನ log to the base ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ but multiplied by 2.303 is equals to 2.303 log to the base 10 of yes it is a minus EA by RT. This is minus EA by RT. ಹೌದಾ? Now divide this whole equation by 2.303. yes, whole equation ನ 2.303 divide ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? log to the base 10 of k is equal to log to the base 10 of a, ಹೌದಾ, minus EA divided by 2.303 yes it is RT. ಹೌದಾ? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಲ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ 2.303 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ log to the base of k is equal to log to the base of a minus EA by 2.303 RT, and that is the equation, that is log to the base of k equals log to the base of k equals, okay na, this is equal to minus EA divided by 2.303 R into 1 by T s plus log to the base of A. ಬರೀಬೋದಲ್ಲ? log to the base of k is equal to minus EA by 2.303 into 1 by T ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ, plus log to the base of, ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ this is of the type y is equal to mx plus c, equation of straight line. This equation will follow the equation of straight line. Therefore, if I plot the graph, yes, if I plot the graph, ನೋಡಿ y ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನು ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ, y axis ಅಲ್ಲಿ log to the base of k ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. yes, y is equal to log to the base of k ಅಲ್ವಾ? m ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, m is the slope of the straight line. there m is the slope, that's equal to ಏನಿದೆ, m ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನಿದೆ, minus EA divided by 2.303 R ಇದೆ. ನೋಡಿ m ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನಿದೆ, minus EA by 2.303 R ಇದೆ. x ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನಿದೆ, x is what? yes it is 1 by t, that is ಈ equation ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 1 by t, and that is x will be along 1 by t will be along x axis, that is 1 by t along x axis. y is equal to log k, therefore it is along y axis. x is equal to 1 by t, therefore it is along x axis. The slope is negative. ನೋಡಿ slope negative ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ you are going to get a straight line with negative slope that will touch at this particular point. yes, this gap is called intercept, and that gap is equal to c ಏನಿದು log a. that gap is equal to what? log a. ಈ gap ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದು, this gap is log a because that is c there, intercept. What is slope here? For this particular line, if I determine the slope tan theta, that is a b c ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ tan theta is equal to what? slope opposite by adjacent, that is AB divided by BC. okay na, and that is slope, that is equal to m there. ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, that is slope is equal to yes, that is slope is equal to yes ಏನಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ minus EA divided by 2.303 R. ಹೌದಾ? why I went for slope ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, if I know the slope of the graph plotted by taking log k along y axis, 1 by t along x axis, then you can decide activation energy, that is EA is equal to minus 2.303 R. ಹೌದಾ? ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ, ಈ ಮೈನಸ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಬನ್ನಿ, minus 2.303 R into yes it is slope. If you know the slope of the graph, okay na, obtained by plotting log k versus 1 by t, and you substitute the slope here, then you are going to get activation energy. Just ಈ ಗ್ರಾಫಿನ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು 2.303 ಆರ್ ಇಂದ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ then you are going to get activation energy. Yes, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ, therefore energy of activation ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is one method for calculating energy of activation by plotting log k versus 1 by t. Yes, then you are going to get a straight line with negative slope. Negative slope ಯಾಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ this will follow the equation of straight line with negative slope ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ತರ ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Yes, ಆ ಗ್ರಾಫಿನ ಸ್ಲೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 2.303 r ಇಂದ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ then you are going to get activation energy. This is one method for calculating activation energy. So with that we'll go for the rate constant method. For that purpose I make use of this equation once again. Yes, we'll see that. Yes, now let us see rate constant method, second method for the calculation of activation energy, and generally you can expect problems on this particular method in your annual examination. In 2 to 3 exams, we will have questions on this particular discussion. Okay, now that's why this is very important. Yes, you know that log to the base of k is equal to minus EA divided by 2.303 r into 1 by t, of course, plus log to the base of A. Okay, now this is the equation. K is a rate constant at temperature T. K is a rate constant at temperature T. And if I take a temperature T1 and corresponding to rate constant K1 ಆದ್ರೆ then ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು K1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ T1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes, and you call this equation as 1. This is equation for rate constant K1 at a temperature T1. Let me raise the temperature from T1 to T2. Then rate constant becomes K2. Then log to the base of K2 is equal to minus EA divided by 2.303 r ಈಗ 1 by T2. Yes, it is log to the base of A ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. You call it this equation as 2. And here in this equation T2 is greater than T1. Therefore K2 is greater than K1, because as temperature increases rate constant also increases. Then you subtract 2 minus 1 ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ, that is you subtract equation 1 from equation 2. ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, LHS ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ log to the base of K2 is equal to, that is log to the base of K2 minus log K2 minus log K1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. LHS ಅಲ್ಲಿ that is K1, that's equal to RHS ಅಲ್ಲಿ log A cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೀರಿ, minus EA divided by 2.303 r is a constant. Yes, that is 1 by T2. Yes, minus 1 by T1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. This minus this ಆದಾಗ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ 1 by T2 minus T1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Right, log K2 minus log K1 ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರೀಬಹುದು, log to the base of K2 by K1 ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. That's equal to, multiply ಮಾಡಿ minus ಅನ್ನ, that is EA divided by 2.303 r, and that is minus ಇಂದ multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. This is the mathematical expression where I can calculate energy of activation by knowing rate constant values K1 and K2 at two different temperatures, T1 and T2. Yes, this is another mathematical expression that I can use for calculating energy of activation. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, in this equation, yes, if T2 minus T1 is equal to 10 kelvins ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ 10 degree Celsius ಆದ್ರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ if the temperature difference is 10 kelvins, then K2 by K1 is called as temperature coefficient. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, K2 by K1 ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, this is called as temperature coefficient if the temperature difference is, yes, it is 10 kelvins, because I said you remember K of T plus 10 divided by K of T is equal to 2 or 3 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ವಾ, 2 to 3 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ವಾ. This is called temperature coefficient. ಹೌದಾ? The ratio of rate constant at T plus 10 kelvins to the rate constant T kelvins, that is called as temperature coefficient. ಹೌದಾ? Here in this case, the temperature difference is to 10 kelvins. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು, K2 by K1 ಮಧ್ಯೆ temperature difference 10 kelvins ಆದ್ರೆ this ratio is called as temperature coefficient. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? If the temperature difference is 10 kelvins, this ratio is called as, yes, it is if the temperature difference is 10 kelvins, then this ratio is called as temperature coefficient. ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? So this is what we call it as, yes, it is rate constant method for the calculation of, yes, it is activation energy. So that is what we call it as the rate constant. We'll see the problems on this. Okay, now next. So we'll take up first problem here. The rate constants of the reaction at 500 kelvins and 700 kelvins are 0.02 per second and 0.07 per second. Rate constant values ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Then calculate the activation energy EA and A values. A ಅಂದ್ರೆ frequency factor ಅಥವಾ Arrhenius factor. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಒಂದು equation already. Yes, that is log to the base 10 of, yes, it is K2 by K1 ಇದರ, that's equal to EA divided by 2.303. Yes, it is R, and of course 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. This is, you know this. ಈ equation ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಯಾವ ಏನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, that is K1, it's equal to, K1 is rate constant at 500 kelvins to 0.02 per second. K2 0.07 per second. ಹೌದಾ? T1 500 kelvins, T2 700 kelvins. ಹೌದಾ? R ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, that is 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole. ಹೌದಾ? ಆಮೇಲೆ and of course energy of activation you have to calculate. Energy of activation you are supposed to calculate. Yes, substitute ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Log to the base 10 of, yes, 0.07 divided by 0.02. K2 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 0.07 ಇದೆ. K1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 0.02. Substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. That's equal to energy of activation divided by 2.303 into 8.314. ಹೌದಾ? ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Yes, 1 by T1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? That is 500 kelvins, right? Minus 1 by 700 kelvins. ಹೌದಾ? T2 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 700. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, this is 3.5 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes, ಈಗ ನೀವು log 3.5 ನೋಡಬೇಕು. Yes, ಏನು 0.07 by 2 ಎಷ್ಟು? 3.5 ತಾನೆ? Yes, this is log to the base of 3.5, that's equal to EA divided by, ಇದೆಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 19.14 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. That is 2.303 into, yes, it is 8.314 ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 19.14 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Yes, this is 19.14 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 1 by 500 ಎಷ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ? That is 1 divided by 500. Yes, that's equal to 0.002 minus 1 by 700. That is 1 by 700. Yes, 0.00143 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 143 ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. Yes, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ log, yes, it is 3.5. ಡೆಸಿಮಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗಿನ ಮೊದಲು 1 ಡಿಜಿಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 0 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ is a characteristic. log 35 ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. That is log 35 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ? That is log 35 0 5441. That is 5441. This is log 3.5 is 0.5441. That is energy of activation divided by 19.14 into the subtract ಮಾಡಿ. That is 0.002 minus 0.00143. It comes out to be, yes, it is 0.00 and of course 0.57. Yes, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ 19.14 into 0.5441 divided by, yes, it is 0.0057. Yes, ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ? 18, yes, it is 1270.30 joules ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್, ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that's equal to 1000 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 18.27 kilojoules. So this is what we call energy of activation. ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ? Yes, energy of activation ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಈಗ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈಗ ಎ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಎಸ್, ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್, ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ? ಆದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಎ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಹೌದಾ? ಎ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ I'll go for this. That is, you know that log to the base of k is equal to minus EA divided by 2.303 R S into 1 by TS plus log to the base of A. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಈಗ ಎ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಶನ್. and you substitute the values. That is, energy of activation is equal to 1827.0.3 joules. Is the energy of activation. In R value ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, that is 8.314 joules per Kelvin per mole ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ K ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, T ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. K value is 0.02. K value is 0.02 per second at a temperature, yes, it is 500 kelvins. At a temperature 500 kelvins, you can substitute K value 0.02 per second. ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ K value ನ 0.07 ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆವಾಗ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ 700 ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರೂ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, is log to the base of 0.02, that's equal to minus 1827.0.3 divided by 2.303 into 8.314 s, and then into 1 by 500, ಹೌದಾ? 1 by 500 plus log to the base of a. Substitution ಆಯ್ತಾ? Yes. And of course log 0.02 ಅನ್ನ log to the base of 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದೀನ, that is 18270.3, yes, 18270.3 divided by 2.303 divided by 8.314 divided by 500, yes, it is minus 1.90, yes, 8 minus 1.908, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮೈನಸ್ ರಿಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ log to the base of a, ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ log AB ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದೆ, that is log to the base of 2 plus log to the base of 10 to the power of minus 2, that's equal to minus 1.908 plus log to the base of a, ಅಲ್ವಾ? log 2 ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 0.3 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? minus 2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? log to the base of 10 to the power minus 2 is minus 2, that's equal to minus 1.908 plus log to the base of a ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ, that's equal to ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, that is minus 1.7 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, that's equal to minus 1.908 plus log to the base of a ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. then ಈ minus 1.908 ಅನ್ನು ಈಚೆ ತಗೊಂಬನ್ನಿ, then ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 1.908 minus 1.7, that's equal to log to the base of a ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. therefore log to the base of yes a is equal to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, 1.908 minus 1.7, ಹೌದಾ? that comes out to be yes 0.208. therefore a is equal to antilog of 0.208, yes, and you decide that antilog of 0.208 decide ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ antilog ನೋಡಿ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 0.20 at 8 ನೋಡಬೇಕು, that is 0.20 at 8 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it is 1614 ಇದೆ, 1614 ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ 0 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 1.614, that is Arrhenius factor, yes, it is A, ಆಗ್ಬೋದಾ? so this is what we call it as calculation of activation energy and Arrhenius factor A in this problem, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇನ್ನು ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಐ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ರೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ನೌ, ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು, ರೈಟ್?